Hello, dear colleagues. Welcome to Business Analysis Community, Global BA Community. And this time we have a second run of our new initiative, BA Project Insider. And for today's topic, we choose BAs and QAs, result-oriented collaboration cases. As you know from previous run of BA Project Insider event, we reviewed we're trying to review practical cases that help you to improve your practice and to make your practice more interesting and more efficient. And this time I want to remind, for us, what kind of agenda we're going to have in our event. So first of all, we remind ourselves what is Project Insider as event format. After that, we're going to have some kind of very intensive and short discussion about different cases with main accents and practical tips and tricks. And for sure, at the end of our event, we're going to have a couple of minutes for reflection and Q&A session. And with all my pleasure, I want to introduce to you guys my colleague, great business analyst and lead automation and QA automation lead, Anton Nych. Anton,
hello everyone.
Anton, hello. How are you doing?
Thanks, fine.
So Anton is a fan of new best practices implementation on teamwork level. And for sure, Anton has a very, very broad experience, especially based on QA experience. After that, Anton migrated to the business analysis area or switch to BA work. And I just want to ask Anton, why you did it?
It was a pretty long path. I pretty long trying to decide which way to choose for further development, for further career development, and I stopped on the business analysis because I get that here a lot of perspectives for my further career growing, and it's pretty interesting direction for further development, especially with technical background.
Awesome. That's true. And this is mainstream when technical specialists just switch into business analyst role. Why? Because they could have a lot of interesting perspectives when they can see additional opportunities and provide additional solutions, etc., on their projects. So that's great, and that is why I just invited Anton to speak about the work of main project peer, direct working peer, business analyst, and QA. And a couple of words about me, guys. Probably you know me, from my previous webinars and other events. I am Chief Business Analyst, Dmitry Lazovitsky. In my past, I conducted a lot of different roles. I had also broad experience, and I'm convinced in that idea that only on the edge we can form something new, something interesting, something practical and applicable for all of us. And as I announced before, we have 30 minutes active discussion. We're going to review 3 practical cases, 2 experts, and main outcome of our event will be published tomorrow, 1-pager helper. So please, awaiting for this very useful thing. And I will provide to you at the end some kind of information where you can find it. And we are right now starting our discussion. So the first case that we want to discuss today, I named this case for you guys hard project environment. Why we have this case with hard project environment? Because a lot of times business analysts, QAs, and other guys just really faced with a lot of challenges on their projects, and environment is not easy. What does it mean? It means a lot of issues or blockers that on team level we can face with. And in the first case, we can say that we have need to require together requirements and validate these requirements. But for that case, for sure, was allocated a couple of roles. Yeah. So work in peer and setup collaboration. It means that we have business analyst role and QA role. And the BA and QA might work together to clarify any ambiguities and to go and to ensure that the requirements is understood clearly. So we faced with the problem of not very friendly stakeholders, and actually with the question with the question and conditions when we have some kind of hard process of requirements gathering. Am I right, Anton?
Yep.
So what was the challenges and what was the solution? You're welcome.
Okay. Here I wanted to make some kind of recollection, maybe. So it was, I guess, the one of the most challengeable project what I was faced in my career. So we started some project in a pretty big enterprise project from the very beginning. It was, I guess, the discovery phase, and our team setup was PM, BA, two devs, and me. On those period of time, I was like squad team lead of automation, and we face it with situation that except pretty old legacy mainframe solution and also very old legacy documentation, we didn't have nothing. And on those projects, we had a lot of maybe thousands of different business rules with different domains. And the main challenge on this situation was that we had a pretty long communication chain to obtain data from knowledge keeper. So we faced it with some difficulties with communication with stakeholders, with knowledge keeper, with data stewards from customer side, and this challenge we decided to process through, maybe all of you know this approach, like three amigos. So
Yeah.
I wanted to say that on those projects also every one of you could know, especially folks who are the testers, like left approach in testing. Here I joking about it, I get that I use the left approach or double left approach because I was participated even on phases of environments elicitation. So it was my career start point in business analysis. So from this point,
That's
I've
great.
been interested in business analysis, and I decided after a small discussion with my RAM that its direction is pretty interesting to me, and I will
Awesome.
develop here.
Yeah.
So
Let
as I said before, the main challenge was elicitation of requirements. We had a lot of business rules in legacy documentation, and we should investigate how this business logic works. This documentation had a lot of gaps in description, misunderstanding points, and so on. And except of this, processing this misunderstanding and these gaps, we should use such kind of elicitation techniques like reverse engineering.
Well, that's great. Yeah, and why did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
choose why did you choose the reverse engineering for such class of systems?
Because as I said before, the legacy product was made on C sharp,
Mm-hmm.
and we should make deep dive in C sharp code, uh, investigate the logic of business rules what already implemented, and re-implement them in new technologies. The main goal of these projects was move legacy mainframe solution
To the
on the
new
new
solution.
technologies to the cloud. Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Sure.
So by
Awesome.
these three Amigas techniques, where was involved BA, Dev, and me, we uh, mm, we made a lot of business rule clarification. It helps us to
Yeah,
look on
Anton.
each rule in different points of view, and create a common understanding how this rule works.
Okay, I got the
It
point. I got the point,
Yeah,
Anton.
yeah, yeah.
So
It
that's
helps. It helps be to create a pretty understandable business rule description.
mm-hmm.
Developer can implement these business logics pretty easy, and
Yeah,
it helps testers to become create
awesome.
automation test
But
or
let me
tests.
ask you. Let me
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
you. So we got the solution that you proposed on in Three Amigos exercise usage. So, but how did you find the common language with business analysts? Because you was playing at the time. Actually, you were playing at the time QA lead role. Yeah. So maybe some kind of behavioral or maybe some kind of organizational tips you can recommend for our colleagues?
So the main tip here is provide such three Amiga session pretty frequently. So
Okay.
you shouldn't discuss a lot of business rule at the same period of time. So you should spread the amount of business rules, split amount of business rules on every session. It helps concentrate on pretty small business logic
So you need,
amount.
we need to eat the whale by with some kind of pieces, yeah. So
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
I got this, and let's
It
summarize
pizza in
because we
small
are time.
slices. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
we have a timing for each case. Let me
Okay.
summarize and maybe one more tip in behavioral on behavioral level. How you can set up this efficient collaboration between QA and BA.
Mm, So by the way, it wasn't very difficult because when I've been working on this project, I've worked with one of the best team I've ever have experienced. We understand each other pretty fast and pretty easy. So just during this session, we only look on this we set up session, we in fast manner look on every business rule,
Yeah, yeah,
find the gaps
yeah.
and go ahead.
I got the point. So you mean that we need to interact fast and we need to interact directly for efficient collaboration. Yep.
Yep.
So three things that I just can summarize from that case, guys, for you. First of all, fast and direct communication and collaboration between with your working peer. The second is think about your best practices. I mean, the most suitable best practices in your work. In this case, as Anton mentioned and as we heard, that was the Three Amigos approach. I also like that approach. This approach is pretty good. And the last thing that I just can summarize and highlight for all of us, that we need to know the approach, what we're going to set up generally, because the clear approach provides clear role understanding and process of collaboration. Thank you, Anton, for this first case. Let's go forward. The case number 2. This case, we name this case, guys, for you, how findings and bugs helps BAs work. Yeah. And I think that we have a little bit another conditions, yeah, that you can see on the screen. So findings, errors, and bugs helps BA to understand the quality of provided requirements. Yes, sure. So, Anton, please go ahead with details.
Okay, I should mention that current case, it's some kind of continuation of the previous one that I mentioned before. So bad quality of documentation provided by BA leads to appearing bugs on the project. QA, on my point of view, should be involved in project documentation review session in very beginning of technical documentation creation.
That's great. That's great.
Before starting implementation. This left shift approach. Reviewing requirements, especially in very beginning of the project, helps QA as well to start his test plan creation, test cases creation, and other test artifacts creation. So it's very helpful for both of team members, for QAs and for BAs. System functionality, what looks unclear from QA's perspective, should be discussed with developers and BAs and be clarified. So I'm faced with a lot of situation when QA found a bug. It couldn't be a bug at all. Just misunderstanding of business logic resulted as gap in documentation description. Such clarification session helps to decrease amount of raised bugs by QA team. After discussion, bug could be rejected at all, and in this way we could increase the common system functionality understanding for all the team. Additionally, common team productivity increased by saving effort for fixing the bug.
Awesome. So let me ask
yeah.
you, jump in, because I have a question, and we got the first point from your side. So additional clarification session, yeah. And I have a question. How you organize this session? Because I think that you also was in role of initiator of these clarification sessions as well. And how team reacted on that activities, and maybe you faced with some kind of difficulties, on team level when you set up these clarification sessions.
Okay, the main point, this session should be pretty short, or you can create this session on the pretty standard time frame, twice or three times per week, or it should be pretty frequently provided. So it could be realized in two ways. The first one, the QA finds a bug. He dropped the message to dev and to BA and call them for a short discussion for clarification of this bug. It's one point. If such bug, if such kind of bug could appear twice, three times or more times per working day, it should be established some kind of session on the weekly basis where we can discuss all this bunch of bugs and during this clarification session, we can brushing up which bug is bug or which bug we could reject
Awesome.
and proceed our work.
And that's great. So the short clarification sessions, and we need to think about the way how you're going to provide these clarification activities with your team members. Yeah. And I see one more point in that case that related to BA's work. Yeah. And as you mentioned before,
Yeah,
BA. Yeah. Please.
BA, from his perspective and system functionality understanding, can help to prioritize founded bugs and support dev and QA team in this bug fixing and retesting.
Mm-hmm.
It helps very much to accelerate this process of fixing and retesting,
That's
and
good point.
as well, the such clarification session and involving BA in this activity can help a lot in common understanding of product and in-hood functionality for BA. And
Mm-hmm.
it helps a lot for BA in the further demo session. So when
Okay.
business analyst present every PI on the demo, his own understanding of the product and the hood functionality increased um, in couple of times.
Yeah, okay, great point. And I'm thinking about right now, I'm thinking about the idea then when business analysts just cooperate not only with stakeholders, but also is going to cooperate, especially in additional manner of requirement clarifications with the team. I think that also business analysts can found something new and could provide potentially the great ideas how we can manage this or that situation and how we can help our client with maybe implementation of new features or other stuff. So that is great point. Thank you so much. And we need to shift to the third case. And this case, we named it product involvement making. Yeah. So it's interesting case as for me, and we have the next conditions that BA and QA are involved in continuous improvement efforts. That case happens a lot of times, yeah, in our projects, and I think that when they work together to identify areas where the product or process can be improved, they need to have not only great communication, not only great I think interaction, yeah, but they should have a great level of knowledge what they're going to do together, yeah. And that can help us to raise the product value generally. So Anton, please, you can share your details.
Okay, so in my point of view, BA and QA should work together during this project improvement process, because they have a totally different perspective on the product. BA has some kind of high-level project value vision, and QA has his under hood functionality vision, because he pretty often more technical stuff. On other hand, they could collaborate during UI UX vision improvement. A crucial job of BA is to turn customer business thoughts into actual steps that achieve
Mm-hmm.
efficient business outcomes. this involves making sense of customer needs and converting this into real product features.
Okay.
Business requirements are broken down into user stories and use cases during this. And dev and QA teams can check this documentation, these requirements, and these partnerships ensure the final feature are valuable and meet the customer's needs.
Yes, but let me jump in. That is the general sense of BA and QA collaboration. Yep, seems
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
But what about the specific of this case? How they manage that? Maybe you can share additional details. How they manage the question how to raise product value altogether.
How to raise product value during this case discussion, I wanted to recollect some real story from my life about my friend who moved to US in maybe a couple of years ago. He starts working as a QA in some startup project. And this case is pretty interesting. Why? Because this was some kind of banking or something like that project. And for this product development and improvement, this QA start providing some kind of this market research, competitors research, and he found some application in what is pretty useful and install it on smartphones of many Ukrainians, and he realized that this functionality could be implemented in a product where he is working. It helps a lot to improve this startup functionality. This market competitors analysis brings new features and ideas to BAs and project owners, and this collaboration and these ideas helps both of them. It helps the product constantly develops, and these folk QA receive recognition and support from owners of the project, and as well he receives some kind of career growth and company and so on. So it help the both of them to project
Yeah.
and to the
So let me
celebration.
let me just sounded some kind of idea, yeah, or my thoughts that just came to me. I think that when the BA and QA is going to work all together on product functionality, and in their minds, they focused on product value vision. They understand in very clear manner what should be done. Yes, sure, as you mentioned before, a lot of maybe approaches can help to do that, techniques can help to do that, especially, for example, competitors' products functionality analysis, etc. They can provide some valuable additional things for existing product on the project. So that is why I think that it means for all of us that we need to allocate enough of time for BA and QA working peer collaboration, but with strict and directly identified focus on new functionality improvements, yeah, and maybe on product value. And that is great because a lot of times in our practice we have some kind of situations when business analyst is focused on just, for example, requirements, transition of these requirements, transfer these requirements into needed form to development team. QA just focused on his testing work and nothing more. But guys, we have the keys in our hands. We can improve everything that we going to face with or we're going to work with. And please don't forget about when you are in position of business analyst or QA in your project. So I think that we have 30 minutes discussion end. As usually, our time just fly. Yeah, and
pretty quickly, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for you guys, for your attention, and thank you so much for your interesting cases, for your interesting examples. And finally, if you have any kind of questions in chat, I think that Darina can help us to answer that question. Do we have any kind of questions from our guys? Not really. Yeah, as I understand. So thank you so much, guys. Stay with us. We wish you a great end of this June. Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe on our on us. Yep, on our channels, YouTube channel, We Are Community channel, LinkedIn pages, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram pages, and for sure our email. If you have any ideas or suggestions or proposals for us, you're welcome with that. So thank you so much. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Anton, and see you next time.